So we're here with Dave Lowe, owner of that Turbo S and this Harley Sportster. You know what year's there?
Yeah, the Sportster is a 2018 Harley Davidson Sportster 48 Special, and it has been modified.
I can tell by that. So walk us through some of the stuff that you've done to this thing.
Okay, let's start on the front end and we'll work our way back. First thing I did was I bobbed it, and if you're not familiar, bobbing is where you go minimalist on the motorcycle. So first thing I did was I removed the front fender. Yes, I catch it in the face every time I go through a puddle. I also stripped off the reflectors off the front fork. There used to be yellow reflectors on that.
Were they just stuck on or what?
Yeah, they were adhesived on, so I used a heat gun and pulled them off. Also, I did a speedometer relocation. You can see it down here. This is a Joker machine speedometer relocation kit.
Come around this side.
And it just cleans up that instrument controls area up top. And then I used this flat carbon fiber top clamp for the handlebars. Speedo's relocated down there. It still has all the LED lights. They're just over here on the side.
Gotcha.
And again, I just cleaned that up.
Gotcha.
When we get to the tank here, I did a 2-inch tank lift. That's these extensions here to raise the front of the tank. And then I did a wire tuck underneath. You can see that here.
Ah,
okay. That pulled all that wiring up from under there and got it up over the frame.
Is this it here? Is this where it comes out then? This is all coming up and under?
That's some of it, and then there's some on the other side as well. I also did this ignition and coil relocation kit here off of this bracket. It used to be mounted off the frame under here, and that opened this space up.
Okay. Yeah, no, it looks clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, the wire tucking stuff. Is it called tucking in the bike world, or what would you call it?
Yeah, we call it wire tuck. Yeah, tank tuck underneath the tank. Yeah, you actually feed it under the tunnel, underneath the tank on top of the frame, and then put the tank back on.
Now, is that tank original?
That is a factory tank for a 2018 Sportster 48 Special, but this cap is not. That is an aftermarket. That's a Harley Davidson part, but it's a flat cap. The one that came from the factory was chromed and stuck up a little bit. This one's flat and gloss black. That's also aftermarket. This derby cover, it's a Harley Davidson, but it's a...
Just this black piece here?
Yeah, it's just a cover
over
the clutch basically, but it's done up a little bit. This is an aftermarket seat from Germany, from Alex Leathercraft. It's made for a Sportster. I picked the old school, leather there. And
what's that called? Like weathered look, or what is that?
Just this was called antique brown. It was antique brown with white stitching.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, I've got the black one too, as you know. It kind of depends on my mood.
Yeah, so Dave's got the same exact thing as this, but just in black. So he swaps it out with how he's feeling.
Shiny black, it matches this color a lot better, but depending on how old-fashioned I want it to look. And then when you get back here on the back end of the frame, I actually cut this with an angle grinder.
Cut what? Cut this nub here?
Yeah, this whole frame. So this is a frame stub. This is welded, and they originally from the factory, they extended all the way back to here.
Sheesh.
And they supported the rear fender and some bits here. So I took the rear fender off, obviously, and I chopped these. And then I got these aftermarket turn indicators.
The LED lights, I saw those when we were riding.
And I mounted them in there. I do have a mount location for the fender if I want to put it back on, but right now I'm running minimal. And this is aftermarket as well. This is a sideways with a light on it,
plate relocation.
so it's legal.
So when you're riding, you get sprayed in the back with some water too, without the fender. Is that?
It will come up the back. Yeah.
Just don't get caught in the rain, huh?
Yeah. I usually only ride it in good weather, so it's normally not a problem for me.
So belt drive.
Belt drive, that's all original, that's factory. I took all the protective off, again, in the spirit of the Bob, where you remove everything that's non-essential. I took off all the guards. There was a sprocket guard and there was a belt guard. I took all that off. These are obviously aftermarket. They're about 3/4 of an inch shorter than the factory ones.
Are they adjustable?
They are, and honestly, they're really uncomfortable. Not gonna lie.
But they look good.
It rides very hard right now. Yeah. So yes, I could go definitely more comfort on that. These exhaust pipes are Vance and Hines Shortshots, and then I did the wrap on them just for the old school rugged kind of a look.
Well, and it keeps you safe there. You don't get all your caps burnt up, right?
Yeah. And these controls are actually the original forward control location for a 48 Special. So this is all factory. That's not. That's a Arlen Ness monster sucker air intake.
Yeah, she's sucking.
And then we got an aftermarket rearview mirror here.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Some running lights and little accessories, but that's the most of the bulk of it there.
Okay. And the motor's untouched?
The motor, yeah, the internals are untouched. I have done a software tune on it. I've got a Vance and Hines Fuelpak FP3 that's tucked underneath the battery cover, and it Bluetooths to my phone so I can get diagnostics off of the system, have real-time gauges and whatnot.
That's sweet.
Yeah, so it does have a tune.
So walk me through how it rides. I don't know what other bikes you've had, but
Yeah.
I mean, is it like, can you drive it, like, you know, cross country, or is this a in-town bike?
So when I first rode this bike, I was surprised at how uncomfortable it was. It's not a comfortable bike. It is not, in my view, it's not built for long distance riding. Even from the factory, it had a fairly uncomfortable riding position. And honestly, it was a little frightening going above about 85 miles an hour on this bike. And if you know motorcycles, saying a bike is scary over 85 is pretty unusual.
Yeah.
Because I've had some really fast bikes and I've gone really fast on them and had no problems. But this one is not made for that.
This thing's built to look good, and
This one's made for hopping around town and going to happy hour. You know, and that's exactly what I use it for. So
no spot for the wife though.
No
So
spot for-
so she's driving the
no
Jeep
spot
here.
for anybody. Yeah, so it's a single only. Yeah, and once I cut that rear fender, it was single only.
Yep.
There would be no more passenger seats. So yeah, it's single only. It's just for hopping around town, but it's not really fast as far as motorcycles go. But it sounds really mean, and it's got a lot of attitude, and I really like the old school look.
Yeah, no, I like the old school look too. So, any other future mods, or are you pretty satisfied with how it sits?
I do. There is a set of pipes that cost over $700 that I want to get, but I'm kind of waiting on them. They're called radial sweepers, and they come out and they actually sweep down like this, and they stop. They come up over the sprockets and come down about.
So is
right
your
there.
thigh like on them then? I mean,
No, it's tucked up under here,
Okay.
so they stay up underneath all this, and so probably less obtrusive than that, really.
nice.
In
Okay.
terms of getting on my leg and stuff. So yeah, I may do that, but other than that, I'm pretty well happy with it right now.
Yeah. I know in the car world, people change like the rear end, drive ratio. Do people do that with Harleys? They change the sprocket size back here?
Yeah, they usually change this one is what
Okay.
they do. Yeah, they'll change the front one up, and what it does, it's geared pretty tall right now from the factory. Honestly, it's I don't normally get out of third gear when I'm in town, so even up 40, 45 miles an hour, I'm usually still in third. Out of 5, it's 5 speed, so yeah, so it's geared pretty tall. A lot of people shorten that up by changing that sprocket out.
So it can go faster than 85. It's just the stability. You're getting ready to fall off, or the thing it gets scary.
Everything vibrates so bad. Honestly, you can't see the gauge because it's blurry.
Chopping?
It's blurry, yeah, and the wind load and things on your body is tremendous because of the riding position. So, yeah, it's not made for that. It rides about like it looks, which is about something made after World War II, really.
Yeah.
And to be honest, in my view, it is your car is damn near an automotive version of this. It's all engine. It vibrates like crazy. It's loud as hell, and it's fun as hell.
So this Harley is the bike version of the Viper. How about that? That's a comparison right there. So.
Yep.
All right. Well, cool. Thanks, Dave.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.